Okay, so to start your coil basket, you're going to need your rope, maybe a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, that's okay. You can approximate. The yarn provided, unless you have some nicer yarn, you can use your own yarn. The needle we're going to need a little bit later. But to start, I'm just going to measure out 2 inches with my ruler and mark it with a Sharpie. About 1.5 inches in, so I have a 1/2 inch to the end, I'm going to mark it with my Sharpie. And now I'm going to take my scissors and cut at an angle from that 1/2 inch to the end, creating a point. So now I have a 1/2 inch from the end of the rope at an angle. Now to start, I'm going to take my yarn. I'm not going to cut the yarn off of the spool yet. I don't need to start this. So I'm going to take my yarn and holding, because I'm right-handed, I'm holding my left hand towards that dot, and I'm going to take about, again, another 2 inches of yarn, and the yarn's going to be pointing in the opposite direction of the end of my rope, and I'm going to pinch that right there like that. From here, I'm just going to start to wrap it slowly around all the way to the end of my rope. And notice I'm doing this slowly so you don't see any white. You don't want to do that. I don't want to see that white rope. Again, if you have nicer, thicker yarn, this might not take as many coils. I'm just going to wrap this around, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 times. And when I get to that point where it starts to angle, I'm going to stop. At this point, what I want to do is I'm going to fold this point down to my left thumb. So I'm going to fold that so that that meets up right there. So now you can see the area that I cut is hugging that other white part, and there's my started yarn. From here, I'm going to continue to wrap, but this time around both of those, continuing around that tip of the rope, and now down here. So that is how you start your coil basket. Is you want a loop here with the yarn wrapping all the way around the rope. Once you cover, I'd say maybe that much of that excess string, if it's taken you all period to get to this point, you can tape and stop there, and then I'll show you the next step.